everybody. This is Football Psych, and I am Coach Mike.
And it is Sarge with a little bit of large.
Yeah, a little bit of large. All right, well, welcome, Large Sarge. And for those of you who are joining us this week, Shaq will not be joining us because he is living it up on a cruise.
Woo! He is scuba diving, jamming, jiving, disco timing, and doing everything else he can do to be dirty.
I don't think he's scuba diving.
You don't think so on this one?
No, I asked him, and he said he wasn't scuba diving on this one.
All right.
Although he might be inebriated just about every single day. Because that's just what he does. Well, I will tell you, Large Sarge, and for those of you who are joining us, make sure that you participate. Leave your comments in the comments section. Make sure you pass it to a buddy. We want to make sure that we keep this channel alive, and it is long life support. So we want to make sure that you guys have it for you every single week. But we sure love you guys for being here and supporting us and at least hanging out with us while we talk football.
Oh, my God, we got to talk some football today.
Oh, my goodness, man, because we just beat the L.A. Chargers in a game that I really thought, quite frankly, we were going to lose.
Man, I want to tell you, Coach, I so predicted that we would drop this game. Like, the Atlanta game I thought was going to be tough, but we could pull it out, and we got trounced. This game, even though Jaden was back, I thought he'd be off his game, and he wasn't. And the first quarter and a half looked like my prediction was dead on. And I don't know what happened. Light came down from the sky. Motivation came. Holy Hannah.
Let's get into it. So, going into this game, man, did we have a rap sheet of injuries. But the main guys that were out was Noah Brown, Sam Cosmi, and Terry McLaurin. So, all those offensive type of players, and but it didn't seem to stop Jaden Daniels in this game. What did you see there, Large Sarge?
Man, I'm going to tell you something. Like I said, the first quarter and a half looked like it was going to be worse than I thought, right? And then we got that takeaway in the second quarter, and the script flipped. The script flipped like I've never seen a script flipped. The team came alive. All of a sudden, they could do no wrong.
Well, one of the things that was kind of interesting to me, you got Noah Brown out. You had Terry McLaurin out 2 weeks in a row now. One of the things for me, I mean, Deebo Samuel's obviously stepping up, really taking advantage of the opportunities. But I've been really looking for another receiver to really step up on this football team the past 2 weeks. There's certainly opportunities there. I'm thinking Jalen Lane, where are you? Luke McCaffrey, where are you? Don't give me about the one bomb, 50-yard bomb play. I'm talking about consistency throughout a football game. You can't make one play and then go, oh, man, I got mine. I'm good.
If you only get 2 targets in the game, one of them's 50 yards, that's pretty good, Coach.
No, it's not. What's happened is you're not getting more targets in the game because you're just not open. You're not getting separation. You're not getting open. Your route running sucks. Your ability to separate from defenders sucks. You're not probably not even doing your assignments correctly because they're going to game plan for somebody.
All right, Coach, let me ask you a question. Is that play calling for opportunities, not targeting at him, or is it him not running his routes tight?
Hey, when a quarterback drops back on a route, he's got his primary read, but he also has alternate reads. If someone's open, believe me, Jaden Daniels is going to throw him the ball. But, if you're not open, it's probably not coming your way. And if you consistently don't get open, he don't trust you. So it's like you're very rarely going to get it unless you're wide open. So, we want to put a lot on Cliff Kingsbury, but you know what? These receivers are just not stepping up.
I will say that the catch that Luke made, he was freaking covered. The guy was all over him. It was a miracle catch, right? Because the guy was all over him. So did he have separation? No.
Yeah, he's not getting separation, right?
I agree with you, Coach.
And so, okay, yeah, you come up with the big play, but you know what? You're not going to get too many balls thrown to you like that if you can't get open. So, I will tell you, Debo Samuel. I mean, Shaq trashed him a lot about being a slot receiver, a gadget guy, not somebody who's a true number two. But he's been the number one receiver the past 2 weeks, and I think he's done quite all right.
That was me too, Coach. I was trashing all over him.
Yeah, I thought he was a solid number two. I thought he was something more than a gadget play, and it's proving now. I mean, I think you're seeing that he's more that guy that can do a little bit more. What I'm looking for, though, is who's the real number three receiver on this? It's clearly Noah Brown if he's healthy. The problem is he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And then you go, okay, well, Jalen Lane, he looked flashy during preseason against garbage talent, of course. Against starters, he doesn't look that great. And
on returns.
Yeah, but, okay, great. You're a special teams player. So, but, if you want to get in this receiving lineup, I'm telling you, the opportunity is ripe right now that if you want to really make a name for yourself and move up the depth chart and be that go-to guy, like these are the times where you make plays during these games.
Yep.
Right.
You can move up in the roster. Yep, I agree with you 100%.
So this is where we're at. I mean, I tell you what, 3-2 is so much better than 2-3.
It is.
If we were 2-3, if we lost that game, we would be a half a game behind Dallas right now.
Hey, Jack is saying that Cosme is going to be back for the Bears game.
Okay, well, that's good. I'd love to have Cosme back because we've been through Wiley. We tried out Paul. Before that, who were we playing over there? Oh, yeah, that bum Allegretti. So we've been through
Eddie Allegretti.
Yeah, we've been through a number of guys at the right guard position. We've even gone through and kind of rotated a little bit at the left guard position. Cosme back coming in at right guard will solidify a lot.
Yeah.
If he's healthy. Now, I really hope he's healthy. I hope they've really done a due diligence, kept him out a little bit longer than they needed to, where he's ready to come in and just really, really add to this.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you, it looks like Chris Paul's beating out Brandon Coleman at left guard.
Yeah,
that's not a good sign to me. I was really thinking that Brandon Coleman would be that guy. Now I just don't know what that means for Brandon Coleman, other than the fact that he needs a lot more training.
But wait, Coach. So we got a young up and comer who's beating out the guy we thought was going to be there. That's not shouldn't worry you. You should be happy about it.
Who?
Paul coming up, rising up.
Chris Paul's been around this league forever.
I know.
He's always been a backup guy. He's always fought every year just to make this roster. He's not an up-and-coming guy. So, and to me, he's not that good. The fact that he's bringing out Brandon Coleman is not a good sign at all. Let me just tell you.
The other way.
It's not. It is bad if Chris Paul is beating you out for a job. Because Chris Paul has no business being on the football field. So, I rank him. I put him in the same tier as Paul Allegretti. These guys should not be on the football field. So, as a matter of fact, I was quite shocked that Chris Paul even made this football team. Quite honestly. So, the fact that we are at the place that we are in right now tells me that Coleman is struggling. Wiley's struggling. Chris Paul, I'm guarantee you, but Allegretti's struggling. And then Cosme, he couldn't be coming back at a more prime opportunity because we're hurting at guard.
Yeah.
We're hurting.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Chris Paul is not the answer at left guard either. So we are still going to be struggling.
So you're, from a coaching standpoint there, Coach, you're upset that no one has come, a youngin has not come up and beat Paul out for the position, that Paul's still looking like the strongest guy we got. Yeah,
and I was really expecting Wiley, who's been off and on starter for the past few years now. I was really kind of hoping that he would kind of make some progress this year. Brandon Coleman, he started left tackle several times last year. We moved him to the guard thinking that was going to be a more natural fit for him. He's the guy. He's the guy I was expecting to really stand up, to secure the left guard position for a long time to come. And the fact that he's struggling that is so disappointing because we really don't have another guy behind him.
Yeah.
Chris Paul is like a Band-Aid on a second chest wound that will not last very long. It will not last long.
A Band-Aid on a sunken chest wound?
That's it, man. It's just not going to last long.
Oh, you get props for that, Coach. You get props for that.
All right, so let's look at what our keys to victory were. This is what I told you now. I said, hey, listen, we need to rely more on the run. And did we do it? Oh, but they finally listened to me on a key to victory. Oh.
Yes, they did.
Control the game tempo and time management. How'd they do, Large Sarge? Were they doing it?
Yeah, no, they weren't doing it. They overdid it.
Right.
They did it, baby.
How about managing team reps and keep players fresh?
I think they did very well.
And how about base defense in a 4-2-5 and nickel run stop?
You tell me about that.
So that one there is based off of what the Chargers did and the stuff that they had. Herbert was their leading rusher. I think they did exactly that. They went in there and not only they had the defense down, but they were stuffing it. I mean, Hampton couldn't get nothing going on this defense. He couldn't get it going. I mean, anytime any team, their quarterback is their leading rusher, you had a bad rushing day. So I think we did number 4. And number 4, spy Hampton, rush, and pass. And did we not do it?
Yep.
I'm telling you, if you follow my keys to victory every week, I'm telling you right now, if you follow mine, and I'm not those cheesy analysts that are out there that say the same thing every week. Hey, we got to limit turnovers. Okay, that's every week. We got to establish a run. Well, that's every week.
Yeah.
No, when I give you keys to victory, they're like based off an analysis of what we need to do to actually beat that team. And when we don't do them, guess what happens? We lose. When we do them, guess what happens? We win.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
I mean, they
for next week too.
They totally shut down Hampton. I mean, to the point where it was only Herbert taking off when, on certain situations. In the first quarter, it looked devastating, right? A 41-yard rush. The first quarter, it looked like, oh God, we don't have an answer because we've covered everything except for him. The problem is he's not a running back. At the end of the day, he's not a running back, and we shut them down hard.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. So let's look at Jane Daniels' stats. Whoops, sorry about that. Jane Daniels' stats on the day. 15 for 26, 231 yards and a touchdown. Somewhat pedestrian, but you know what? He did what he needed to do, coming back off of an injury, and he didn't re-hurt himself. So
there was only one run where I saw him not slide. One. And he took a good pop, and I'm like, oh dear God, please, kid. Get your act together. You need to learn to slide. There was only one. Every time else that he ran it, he took off with it, he slid.
Well, one thing I like is establishing the run. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, good old Bill, had 14 carries for 111 yards. We had a debate off of this when we were off the air there, Large Sarge, but this is his very first career 100-yard rushing game. Had a long for 27 yards and busted off 2, not 1, but 2 touchdowns. First time he's ever done that too. So, can he be really establishing and making it in this and learning this offense and filling it out? Woo, baby!
And you know what? Did you see both those runs? Both those runs were off the edge, and just speeding everyone out.
He's got speed.
Yeah, just right on the edge, left side, boom, done.
You give him an angle, man, he can cut it up because he's a little guy and he's got speed. So,
Jeff is saying that that won't be his last 100-yard game. Yeah, we agree with you 100%, Jeff.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well, Jeff. I think this is more to come on that one.
And Jack is saying penalties also helped to shut the Chargers out, and I agree. They were penalty prone.
Yeah. So, all right, but hey, you know what, Ja'Cory? I just love the fact that he is getting after it, and he, that's just so awesome. Because we haven't had a really good runner in a while. B-Rob just couldn't get it done consistently enough for us. Hopefully, Ja'Cory will be that guy. I mean, this team hasn't had a really good running back, in my opinion, since Clinton Portis. Guess whose jersey I'm wearing today? Clinton Portis, baby.
Well, you got to also think there, Coach. Bill did that on 14 carries. He had 111 on 14 carries. I mean, we only had, from a running back perspective, 20 carries in the game. That's not a lot of run game.
Yeah,
right?
And he should be getting 20 carries himself.
Right. So, I mean, for not a lot of run game, we were devastating them. I mean, the number 4 defense in the league. We cut the shreds. We cut the shreds, baby.
And I mentioned that was one of my keys to victory. We got to establish that run game with Jacory in this one, because my concern about this particular game was time management more than anything. I know that we were going up against the number 4 defense in the league, and everybody's just like, no, you can't do that. You can't go up against that. They're going to shut you down. They're going to crush you. You're going to be putting the ball all day long. Nope. These stats do not lie, baby. 14 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Jacory. And I'm telling you, just like Jeff says, there's a whole lot more where that came from.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get that thing rolling.
Yeah.
So receiving, good old Debo. He ain't a gadget player. He's been looking like a number 1 receiver. 8 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown, baby. But look at everybody else. Yeah. If you got a 1 next to your name, you are not a number 2 receiver. You are not helping this football team.
So,
we
Coach,
need another receiver to step up where you're getting 5 receptions per game.
Coach, is this more a product of our run game was going so well we didn't target that many people? Or is this more of a product that McCaffrey and Lane and Bates and Ertz weren't getting open? Because Ertz was in the game the entire game. Didn't get a catch, which is crazy because that was Daniel's favorite target, right? So is this more a matter of the run game was so dang good?
No, I think this had to do with I actually felt like the Chargers were bracketing Ertz. And they were just like, Ertz is the player, we got to stop on this one.
And they did.
And they were determined to shut Ertz down. And they did. And then they knew, like, hey, all we got to do is cover Debo. And, well, not exactly. You couldn't exactly cover him. They could have tried to bracket him too. And you know what? Teams will figure that out. Because you know what? If all you have is Debo and all you have is Ertz, and you're in a nickel defense, you could bracket both of those players and make somebody else beat you. Right now, there's nobody else stepping up to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Getting 1 catch for 50 yards, great. Good on you, Luke. You had a touchdown before this week. Good on you for that. It's just not enough. It's not enough production. Jalen Lane, you have been a huge disappointment since preseason. It's time for you to step up, brother, and get it going. Get going. Like, we had a lot of confidence in you coming out of preseason while you made this team, and you have not shown it. So anyway, we are still on the Terry McLaurin watch to come back. But I tell you what, with how much Debo Samuel is fitting into this offense over the past 2 weeks, getting Terry McLaurin back looks so exciting. Like, so exciting to have both of those two on the field. Because those two will create problems now that Debo Samuel appears to have figured this.
It should stretch the secondary, right? It should stretch the secondary so we get more underneath stuff. So Lane and McCaffrey get more targets, right?
Well, Debo and Terry McLaurin can run the entire route tree. So you have so many combinations. Cliff Kingsbury can draw up all kinds of stuff, pull all kinds of stuff out of his playbook. You don't have to worry about those two. And maybe that will help a third receiver get open because they'll be doing a lot of one-on-one kind of coverage, especially if you put them in a drag route. I still particularly kind of like Jalen Lane a little bit better than Luke McCaffrey right now. But that being said, it's like razor thin, and they're both garbage right now. We need somebody else to step up. I thought it would be Chris Moore, but he apparently is not getting it done. So if that's the case, we are in desperate need of looking for another receiver on the waiver wire to bring in.
Coach, I'm going to disagree with you. I think McCaffrey's got better strength and hands than Lane does. Lane's got better speed than McCaffrey and better cuts from what I saw.
Speed and cuts wins out because you got to get open at the end of the day.
But Jaden Daniels is not looking his way. So Jack says we have the top two, and that is McCaffrey and Lane. We have the top two kick returners in the league right now.
Yeah,
so they're doing something.
Yeah, they're earning their paycheck on special teams, but like we need our receiving core to step up on the receiving core. Like it just can't be Debo. And before Debo really learned the system, like he was really forced to learn over the past 2 weeks, and then he really thrived in it. Prior to that, when Terry McLaurin was on the field, Debo wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. Like as soon as Terry McLaurin come back healthy, and then having Cosme with an extra pass block in there, and having these two just have a little bit more time to get open. Ooh, it's going to be so dangerous.
Yeah, McLaurin can really do his cardio. You know what I mean? That cardio is really important for him stretching.
Yep.
Right?
Really?
pushing the safeties off, stretching the field, and opening up the underneath in the middle game for Jaden. Speaking of which, I need to say, I was not expecting Jaden Daniels to come out and be throwing dimes like that because he's been off the entire year. This game, Jaden Daniels looked like the Jaden Daniels from last year. He was throwing literally in windows like that.
Yeah, he had it good, but he still had less than a 60% completion percentage.
Yeah.
And it might have been because receivers weren't getting open.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. The balls that he was throwing was pretty good. It's just like he needs help. These receivers, I'm going to trash on them. They've got to get open. Like, I'm sorry, but Luke, you're not getting it done. Jalen, you're not getting it done. John Bates, well, we know that you're a blocking tight end anyway. Mm-hmm. So, like, and where was Chris Moore in this game? Like,
not at all. Not at all.
Like, where was Ertz in this? Like, Ertz was on the field, but like,
oh my God, yeah, you're right, Coach. They bracketed the hell out of Ertz. Like, Daniels didn't even give him one target in the entire. When does that ever happen to us? In the last 2 years, time.
He's not going to throw into traffic, so it's just like, okay, it just wasn't there. So I'm glad Debo was able to step up to get what he was able to get. So all right, so defensively, wow, Bobby Wagner is still found the fountain of youth and is lighting it up, just like he had a quarterback pressure. He had 14 total tackles on the game. 8 of them were solo. I mean, that is insane Pro Bowl kind of numbers to be able to do that.
Mind blowing.
And Quan Martin had a huge breakout game on this one. Of course, you don't want your safety, getting 6 solo tackles because that means, you're giving up yardage, right? It's not as ideal, especially when you have Jeremy Reeves who's coming in off the bench, and guess what he's doing? Getting a lot of tackles too. You don't want 2 safeties doing that, right?
Right.
And then look at your corners. You get all the way down to Kinlaw, who is the 5th leading tackler on your team before you get to a defensive lineman. Not good. Not good at all. And Kinlaw is a run stuffer, so you can see why he was able to get the 4 tackles on the day, right?
So let's talk about your problem area, which you brought up before a couple weeks over the last couple weeks. Where is Luvu? Where is that dynamicism that we saw in Luvu last year? Where is it?
He's been a little bit absent, a little pedestrian. He came up with 4 tackles on the game today or yesterday, and then two of them were solo. But he's not. I'm telling you, Wagner's beating him to the punch.
Yep.
Luvu is supposed to be the guy that's supposed to replace Wagner to be this team captain when Wagner chooses to retire, but I haven't seen Luvu step up yet.
He's supposed to have the motor, and it's clear that he doesn't. Wagner's at his age, Wagner still got the motor to get in there.
Yeah. I will tell you the player that I'm most intrigued of in the linebacker core is Jordan McGee. He was injured last year.
Yeah.
He had to get put on IR, and he came with high ratings before he got injured. This year, we're really looking for him to make that big next step as a young guy. And so to see him get out there and get some playing time was really good. But here's my question for you. Okay, great. Von Miller got some plays in there. He got a tackle for loss, also 1.5 sacks on the game. He's a situational package player, just like Fowler was last year, right? But where was Armstrong? Where was Johnny Newton? Where's Dron Payne? Where are these guys?
Payne did get in.
Yeah. Well,
you're right. Where was Armstrong? He did not have.
Where's Weiss at? Actually, Weiss is out for the year. So I mean, but like who? But who's the guys that's supposed to stand up on this offensive line? I mean, we clearly had some pressure, but they weren't making plays.
Right.
So, it's just going forward, we're going to need to see a lot more. I think a lot more.
Yeah, Luvu's definitely got to come. He's to be honest, he seemed to be having a sophomore year when he shouldn't, right?
Yeah, because he's a very, very seasoned vet.
Yeah,
Having a sophomore year in the system, that's usually not a thing when it
yeah,
comes to veterans.
right.
But right,
I mean,
so
Wagner is far outshining him for some reason. Where last year they seemed to be a pretty powerful duo. Luvu seems to be weak. And for the money we paid for Von Miller, for the money that we paid, I poo-pooed on that deal. I'm like, get rid of that old bag. Well, last 2 games, the boy had a sack. He had a sack and a half this game. So situationally, adding Von Miller to the defense was a good deal. I think was a good deal. It gives us more dynamics on certain plays, right?
So, yeah. So here's what I believe I told you prior to week 1. Give it 4 weeks, right? We are now at week 5. We just finished week 5. We are now at that point where we can really assess players, right?
Yeah.
You got a good sample size. Von Miller was exactly what we purchased him to be.
Right.
He's a package player that you can bring in and he can put some pressure and get a sack here and there. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
He's doing.
I changed my opinion, and I'm completely agreeing with you on us picking up Von Miller. I think that was a good pickup for us.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like is, and I'm still going to poo-poo on it, is that we didn't draft a defensive end. We had the opportunity.
Yeah.
It was a very deep edge class, and we walked away from this draft without an edge, and I'm still not happy about that. And I'm not going to be happy because it's clearly obvious we do not have edge rushers on this team.
Yep.
And it's showing. And I'm hoping as this season goes on, that doesn't end up becoming our Achilles heel.
Yeah. Because if we lose a Wagner to an injury, which I mean he's old enough, right? Could happen. I mean, where are we at without a Wagner?
It's true. I mean, Luvu will go in and become the team captain, and then Jordan McGee will have to take on Luvu's role as the outside backer, usually more like a Will linebacker, because we don't really run a Sam in our defense. So, I mean, with that,
I got to highlight though, Sandra still back-to-back weeks with a pick.
Good on you, buddy. Good on you.
And what do you think about overpaid St. Juice?
Marshawn Lattimore, I will tell you.
Come on, you got to give it up for Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that, Shaq. I mean, I don't like it when Shaq's right when it comes to him because we gave up a lot for.
Woo! Did we?
And I really want Marshawn Lattimore to be successful. This team is a better football team if he's successful, rather than proving that we're right that he's garbage to begin with and we shouldn't have got him. But like, I'm still. This coaching staff apparently still believes him because they still put him in the lineup every week.
Yep.
So there's something that they're seeing. There's something that they're working through. They're trying to get him back into his groove. They're trying to get him comfortable in this defense. He was a fish out of water last year. I think he's looking a little bit more comfortable this year. I don't see him be as grabby on the PIs this year as he was last year, but he's still kind of grabby.
Yeah.
So he's got to clean that up a little bit, and he's got to get back to the fundamental techniques. And I think they're probably working on that in practice.
So I have to say, I'm going to agree with you. You don't want to see your safeties making that many tackles. But thank gosh we got 2 good safeties.
Yeah, but see, Jeremy Reeves is really a backup, right? Because we brought in Will Harris to do that, and he went down. And then when he went down, we went out on the waiver wire and picked up Savage, who came from, I believe it was Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he wasn't ready to go. So we had to go with Jeremy Reeves, who's been pretty much a career backup guy on this team.
He had a great game.
So yeah, I like to see that he did. I mean, he's been with this franchise for a while now, and he's also been one of those guys that's been on and off the roster quite a bit. So it's good to see an investment that we put in a player for so long pay off a little bit in spot starts. I don't expect to see him every week, I think
Right.
Savage needs to be the guy that steps up when he learns his playbook and he gets comfortable with these guys. But again, it goes back to what I said in the offseason. We should have never gotten rid of Jeremy Chin.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God, yeah. It's showing up so obviously this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And we could have afforded him when you saw what he got paid. Like, we had that in our cap. We could have paid him. So it's just like, come on. Like, what were we doing?
That was a disaster. Chin was the worst move we made. I agree totally.
Yeah. So next up, and this is going to be a game. Tell us about Large Sarge. You're going to be at this game, right?
I'm going to be at that game. I'm going to be live casting from that game. And I got the baddest, most brutal nosebleed seats ever. Like, I'm going to challenge anyone on this channel to see if they can actually see the team on the field. That's how high up I am.
Oh, my gosh. You're going to look like a big
Hey,
old...
$20 for a beer, by the way. Not 11. Not 11 like in the Ravens game at M&T Bank Stadium where it's $11.95 for a beer. This is $20 for a regular domestic beer.
And you know what's crazy is you got a better view watching it on TV, and you can buy a case of beer for less than $20. So, like, I don't even understand going to football games anymore. I could pull out a bag of chips, make my own nachos, ground up some ground beef, throw some cheese on it. I can have a whole case of beer, and I can have not only a instant replay on my home television set, but like, come on, man, I don't even understand going to a football game anymore, honestly.
Listen, I want to tell you honestly, I got section 427, row 4. It was, and I can't even get the tickets. StubHub sent them to me. I can't even open the tickets. There's some problem. So I'm already angry. $537 to get nosebleed seats. Are you kidding me?
No, thank you.
But I'm there. I'm there supporting the team. I'm supporting the team.
All right. Get some subscribers while you're at it. Get some people to show up on this channel.
Jeff is saying, like, I got a Halo win.
You got a Halo win, huh? Well, you do that, Jeff.
Oh,
I like to see that one.
So I'm going to put on beers in the parking lot at the tailgate and then get on into the game, log into the channel, and we'll do a live cast from the channel. We just tested it out. I should be okay this week, folks. I apologize at the Baltimore game that I couldn't hear anything.
This was a Commander's edition anyway. We didn't care about the Baltimore game.
I know.
We were cyber attacking you on that thing. That's the reason why.
That's what it was. You cyber attacked me.
I was cyber attacking you. It's just like we don't care about no Ravens game.
Oh man,
Ravens, the Lions. We ain't paying attention to that. So,
all right, so let's talk about some Bears.
So we're gonna go to the Bears. You're gonna be there with your wife. They're at the game. Monday Night Football. They're in good old Northwest Bank Stadium. Is that what we're calling it now?
Now, my tickets say Northwest Stadium, not even Northwest Bank, just Northwest.
That's crazy. Like, they say Northwest, and we are so far east of the United States, it like makes no sense.
I'm not kidding you. That's what the tickets say. It's crazy.
You need to relabel that stadium, Mike Belton Stadium. Just telling you right now,
Mad Mike Stadium.
Good old Coach Mad Mike Stadium.
So your number one point here, Coach, is that we need to make some noise. You don't think we're making enough noise at home?
No. But you know what? On Monday Night Football, you better bring it. I want to see, like, when I look on there, I want people to be like almost yelling into the microphone because there's so much amplifying noise around them. There are stadiums around this league that rise up and make some noise. But you know what? Our stadium really isn't one of them. So you know what, Commanders fans? This is Monday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. We have a chance to go up to 4-2 by beating them. You need to make some freaking noise. I want it to be tough for Caleb Williams to give his signal calls in the huddle.
I will be hoarse.
You need to make noise. And I'm going to ask you, Large Sarge, was it noisy in there?
So I'm going to give you a clue. During the Baltimore Lions game 2 weeks ago, when I was there, they had on their screen. They had I've never been to a Commanders Monday night game. This is going to be something new for me, so I don't know what we're in for. So I'm really excited to report on it. But at the M&T Bank Stadium, they had their screen. They had a noise meter, and they had stuff going on like the visiting team has requested your silence during their play. Let's accommodate them. And everyone's like, and they had a decibel meter on the big screen, right? We got up to 114 dB.
Wow.
114, like it was. I had ear blocking headphones. I'm like losing my. I'm like, oh my god, this is. And I'm in the nosebleed seats, and it was unbearable. What it was like on the field, I don't know. But the Commanders, I agree. We need to get it on and get it loud. I agree.
So I will tell you, there's been a couple of games I've been there to where I don't get nosebleed seats. If I go, I'm on them posh kind of dudes, right? I got to have like 40, 50-yard football seats. I got to be first or second section of there. I need very, very thing. I even want ones that have a nice cushion seat with cup holders, right? Like I need the comfort features when I'm in the stadium, right? So I go in there with my comfort features, and man, people around me like sitting around just stuffing their face in nachos, drinking a beer, like hanging out, like, all right, what's up? They're not making noise. We didn't make some freaking noise during this game. Come on.
Right now they're predicting rain, intermittent rain for the game. So I'm going into a rain game.
That's good football weather.
Reminding me 50 years ago when I went with my dad to the first Giants game and we sat in the rain. So we'll see.
See, the problem is the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams last year sucked so bad. You know why? Because he wasn't used to that Chicago weather. He doesn't like inclement weather. He's an old USC guy. So you know what? He's going to struggle, I think, in this game if it's drizzling a little bit. The problem is I really don't know how Jay Daniels does in inclement weather. So
he did fine last year. I'm predicting a complete blowout. I haven't said that yet this year, right? I've actually called games against the Commanders this year.
You have.
This game, I think we absolutely smoked their rear ends. That bear is going to leave with a flaming butt back to Chicago.
Flaming butt.
Flaming butt. We're going to light it on fire. Honestly, this performance against unless we just don't coach and don't do any film study and totally suck at coaching, we're going to knock them out of the park. They got no run defense. Are you kidding?
They have no run defense, which is a great segue, is why my number 2 one is not only establish, but maintain the run with your Corey Krosky-Merritt. Because I'm telling you, if we can do that and control this game, we will tire this Bears defense out. And, man, we will start running up the scoreboard if that happens. So, come on. Let's go, Jacory. My number 3 key to victory there, Large Sarge. We need another receiver to stand up. Who's it going to be? Any predictions?
Luke!
You said
with you, Luke.
So we need to find out if Terry McLaurin's coming back. From what I hear, he might not be back this week.
Yeah, the news is no.
So if the news is no, and Noah Brown is also no, then it's really, I'm telling you guys, it's between Jalen Lane and Luke McCaffrey.
Yep.
Because you're going with Luke, I'm going to go for Jalen Lane.
Of course you are.
All right.
Listen. The Bears have a chance to look.
You got to step up.
Yeah. The Bears got a chance to look at the film from this game, right? And they saw how Debo was so dominant, right? So you know they're going to double team Debo. They're going to forget about Ertz.
They're going to forget about Ertz. And you know what? The other person I want to see really stand up in 2 tight end sets is Ben Sinnott. Needs to step up and start playing some freaking football.
Yeah.
He's been on this team for a freaking year and a half, bro.
Yeah.
Get some freaking footballs.
Ben Sinnott should have a game.
He should.
Figure him into that plan. I'm 120% with you on this, Coach. Absolutely, they need to lighten up light up the tight end game in this game with the Bears.
Absolutely. So I'm telling you, like, we need other receivers to stand up. We need other tight ends to stand up. John Bates, he's a blocking tight end. So, like, he might get a catch just like he did this past week. It's all great. But we need Luke to step up. We need Jalen to step up. We need Ben to step up. We need some other guys to step up so we can kind of get this thing going. On the defensive, my 4th thing is we need to rattle Caleb Williams, because when he gets rattled, That dude is garbage from that point on.
No bueno.
So if we can establish just a little bit of a pass rush, just a little bit, I'm not expecting y'all to be blazing. I'm not expecting y'all to do that. I'm just saying just enough to rattle him. Because once he's rattled, we own him. We own him at that point.
Yep.
And then my fifth thing is we need to play some more man coverage on early downs. Because Caleb Williams doesn't do well. He gets the happy feet when people start man covering his receivers. He like gets, he automatically assumes they're covered. So like if we play more man coverage on him on these early downs, we will put him in a lot of third down situations, which means, you're going to be punting the football, bro.
So wait a minute. You think on like first and second down, we should be doing more of a man defense? Man
coverage? And then go more cover 3 on third down. And so if we do that, and even if it's a short third down, I would go more of a cover 3 press. But like Caleb Williams doesn't like his receivers to be covered. So if you cover his guys tighter, he won't throw it to him. He'll be looking. He'll get the happy feet, and then he'll throw the ball away.
Or they're going to run with Swift, and hopefully we stop that.
Yep. So Swift is probably going to get the ball a little bit, and he's probably going to feature on that. We might need somebody to spy him, just kind of like what we did with other running backs coming out of the backfield, just like what we did with Hampton against against who we just played. So, like, if we continue to do that, we're going to be just fine. The Chargers, when we took Hampton out of the game, they didn't have anything else. They had a big old they got the goose egg after that.
Yep.
So that's pretty much what we can do with Swift.
Yep.
Swift is a little bit more dynamic, so we'll see if we can do that.
As long as we get penetration on the D and we get pressure, Caleb's going to be on the run all night, and that's not good for the Bears.
It's really not, because he'll get rattled, and if he's doing that, we own him at that point.
And we're going to put up – my prediction is we put up 30 points. We're going to put up at least 30 points.
Wow, 30 points.
Yeah, at least.
At least 30 points.
Again. Yeah.
Terry Lewis,
home game, coming off a win, motivated as hell. Oh, yeah, we're putting up 30 points. The Commanders are going to put up 30 points this game, minimum.
Well, I'm predicting –
Bears try to accomplish that.
I'm predicting that we will at least have an interception and another turnover of some sort.
It would behoove us.
So that will help.
Can Sanders still get number 3?
Maybe, but I'm still looking for something out of Trey Amos. I'm still looking at Marshawn Lattimore. To like do something, dude. Do something besides PI.
Jack is asking if we're going to have Hail Mary number 2.
I don't think. Hey, if we're putting up 30 points, we won't need another Hail Mary.
Maybe, Jack. Maybe. Oh my God.
Well, the game shouldn't be that close to need another Hail Mary.
So, Coach, is there any way on God's green earth that you think the Bears are going to come into our house and put a hurting on us?
Ooh. If we go out there, we're flat, and we start being boneheads, it'll make the game a lot closer and a lot more interesting than it needs to be. The Bears
showed on the Chargers. We were flat. They had double the time of possession in the first half. The Chargers did against us. But at the halftime, scoreboard was even.
Yep. And I will tell you, the Bears, I told you guys the Bears weren't going to be good last year with Caleb Williams. I told you he was not going to do well once it started getting cold. You guys remember all that, right?
Yeah, yep.
He is still not comfortable in this offense and this football team collectively, even though they're a little bit better than they were last year, they're not there yet. So this game should be a game that we go in there and clean some things up ourselves so we can make a good, hard push, because our schedule is going to get a lot harder. And so
after this game, right? After this game.
Yeah. And so I'm very, very happy to have won against the Chargers, because otherwise right now we'd be in trouble.
Yep.
So,
all right. Speaking of which, Coach, I got to ask you. So I know we were watching games yesterday. First of all, Philly got the wind taken out of their sails yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. The Cowboys, uh-oh.
Not too worried about them right yet.
Uh-oh.
We don't play them until later in the season.
In Dallas, they're looking way too – they're looking unbelievable.
Well,
how do you think we fare? I think the Giants are at the bottom. We're in a dogfight with the Cowboys, and Philly's still on top. But I think with Philly being taken down, I think we can take Philly for one game, and I think we should be able to take Dallas for one game. We should clean the clock out of the Giants, which would put us where in the division?
Well, it depends on how the other teams do against the Giants, if that's the lineup. If we're all splitting games and we're all beating the crap out of the Giants, then it's still going to be a race for the overall record. So I would probably say the Eagles are still probably number one in the division. I said that we were going to get in on a wild card at the beginning of the season. It's been so far a quarter of the way through the season. It's looking like that. It's looking like that prediction's about right. Unless Philly starts dropping some games, I don't see anybody really catching up.
They only rushed Saquon Barkley 6 times that entire game. They relied on the pass. Maybe they learn from it. Maybe they don't. But there's
another thing about Saquon Barkley that you got to remember. It just history, right? Every 2,000 rusher that's ever rushed for 2,000 yards, their next year wasn't so great. Their body was a lot more beat up. People started queuing in on that. Everybody would fear that 2,000-yard rusher again. Saquon Barkley was bionic last year.
Bionic, yeah.
That is not
great
something that carries over to a new season. He's not going to have that kind of year this year. So it's just – and this might be just the first wake-up call for people or the first realization for Philadelphia fans, like, what happened to Saquon Barkley? Well, you weren't expecting him to do what he did last year, did you? I mean, that's not sustainable, man.
Well, you can't expect him to do the same if you only give him the ball 6 times in a game.
Yeah, but there's more that goes on to a football game than that,
Nah.
What is it looking like? Is your line in the same condition that it was last year? Or are you able to create the holes, right?
It's kind of like the Ravens, It's like they got Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry couldn't be having a worse year. Year.
But I kind of figured that because they don't have any guards.
Yeah.
Right? They got a center and 2 tackles. Man, they don't have a left or a right guard.
Yep.
So you can expect some penetration on that line. And I know Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, but you got to have something to work with. That's a team that doesn't have any guards. So, the only thing I can say to hardball out there is, look at the waiver wire and get some guards, get somebody to block for Henry, and he's going to turn out better for you.
Yeah. Jack is saying we're going to sweep the Cowboys and the Giants. I can see us sweeping the Giants.
The Cowboys too, right?
The neighbors out, right? Cowboys, no, Jack, I'm telling you, the Cowboys are absolutely unbelievably dangerous. Dak Prescott is having a career year right now. And that's without CeeDee Lamb. They've found other ways to do it. And Clark in that line, oh, my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my. Listen, Shaq brought it up a couple weeks ago. Who won in the trade? Dallas did. I'm going to firmly state it. Freeing up $88 million and getting rid of Parsons was the best thing the Cowboys could have done. And picking up Clark on all those draft picks. We have our hands. This week should be a win. Even if we go half asleep, we should beat the Bears. In Dallas, against Dallas, they're waiting for us. They are waiting for us with bated breath. That is going to be.
We'll see how both these teams do this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Because from any given week, the dynamic of a team can shift, right?
Yes.
So, you never know what happens from week to week. But to me, this is a really good win if we can come out of the Bears, be up 4-2, and go in there into Dallas and just really see what they're really made of there in Dallas, right? We always play them tough; they always play us tough. So we'll see. We will see.
All I'm going to say is, let's hope we get McLaurin back by the Dallas game, right? Let's hope we get Cosme in by the Dallas game. We should be able to beat the Bears with what we have right now on the field and rest those guys, right? We should be able to. And we should beat the Bears. I mean, every odds maker out there is saying, yes, that's our game. We should. But that doesn't mean we need to go to sleep on it, right? It's not like, oh, we're going to win this. Let's go to sleep. Let's just do our thing, right? They need to plan. They need to coach, and they need to crush them. We need to crush the Bears. Embarrass them. Like a shutout. You know what I mean?
So the Cowboys are playing the Panthers.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. This week is crazy, right? And it's a big setup for our entree to Dallas. I would love nothing better than for the Skins to, and I know my mom's going to kill me, but to go to Dallas and upend Dallas in their home. Oh, Dallas is great on the road. They suck at home. So I think we have a chance. I really do, especially McLaurin and Cosmere in.
Yeah. But
our division, the number ones got taken down. They got bruised a little bit. Kill Dallas, Jim is saying. Thanks, Jim. Kill Dallas. So we need to kill Philly as well. And I think we have the tools to listen. Watching that game, I was so impressed. Like that. I know we talked about this on the phone. They interviewed Jaden Daniels, said, what changed? And Jaden said, I had to get back to basketball. And I'm like, basketball! But that's what Jaden Daniels does. He takes his basketball, and he's like, as soon as I knew I could make a swoosh through the hoop, I knew I was going to be good for the game. Because that's his thing. Like, that's basketball.
I remember the first time we took a basketball out on the field, and you were like, that's what's wrong with him. Like, what? Why is he bringing a basketball on the field? But now we know.
Opening game last year against the Giants, he's got a basketball. And I'm like, Jeff is saying it was his cleats. Oh, Jeff, you're killing me. Oh, it's funny. No. Jaden said he went back and I'm just going to tell you, the boy was throwing balls in a circle like that. Dimes. And I was like, okay, Jaden Daniels showed back up. The 2 weeks off was probably the best thing that happened to him. It was a schooling, a regrouping. Wow. I mean, just like I was, what a difference between the first few games and the game yesterday.
Right.
On Jaden Daniels, right? So, yeah, we need a couple more people in the receiving core to be able to run routes and get separation, so he's got more targets. But that Zach Ertz wasn't targeted once annoys and worries me, right? Because he's been such a factor for Jaden. So we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be Jaden's second week back into it, and it'll be interesting. Another week of practice, how they scheme for the Bears.
Yeah.
But what was he saying? He was slipping, so put on his basketball shoes.
That's what he needs on the field. Basketball shoes and a basketball. A football in one hand, a basketball in the other, so he can, instead of stiff arming, he slams the basketball into the defender and then throws the ball for a touchdown.
God, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Oh, my goodness.
Whoa.
All right.
Basketball over the line and let them go for that while he throws the touchdown to the right side. Oh, that'd be funny. Oh, my God. We're crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I tell you what, man, I am looking forward to that game, Monday Night Football. We will be doing the show next week.
Passed.
We will be doing it while Lord Sarge is tailgating or doing whatever prior to the game, and we are the show prior to the Monday night game. So the analysis that we will be doing next week is all the news that we hear through the week and preparing for that game. And we should have the latest in injury analysis and who is in and who is out and what we think our chances are all the way up into it. So, Lord Sarge, make sure your camera works. Make sure your microphones work. Make sure everything else. Otherwise, I'm kicking you off the show if you messed up like you were during the Ravens game. You can't be interrupting me like that.
We're good. We tested it, and Shaq will be back next week.
And Shaq will be back, so be Shaq and I on the show, and then we'll bring you in from live cast from time to time. You will not stay on a live cast because there's just too much noise. But we will pull you in, get your analysis, pull you out. We'll have you in the waiting room, and we'll pull you in from time to time off of that, especially if you're in a good place and you got something to report on. So look for stories to report on. So when we come to you, you can go ahead and report on.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, that is the show we have for you tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go,
HCTR, baby.
HCTR, baby. Woo! Let's go.